you like to have a job that's nothing but kisses all day long. I'm Dave Sisson, and this is Channel 13's Evening Magazine. I'm at the Great American Chocolate Factory, the Hershey Chocolate Plant in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And this is one of the millions of chocolate candy kisses made every day right here. Now, you know, this is one of the best smelling stories I think I've ever been on. The smell of chocolate permeates this entire building. As a matter of fact, it's all over town, and it smells just great. Now, they don't give tours of the chocolate factory itself anymore, but we're going to take you on a tour and show you how they make all this chocolate here at the Hershey Chocolate Plant, right after Linnea shows us what else we'll see tonight.
Hi there, I'm Dave. I hope you bring back a few chocolate samples with you. Tonight I'm at Forest Park High School, and that's where our yearbook section comes from this evening. Our second story is about the Concord Blue Devils. They're a crack drum and bugle corps from California, and they've won just about every award you can win with a staff of 35 and a $250,000 budget. We'll be meeting some members of the band tonight. In our departments, if you love zucchini but you don't know how to cook it, well, Chef Tell will share with us his simple recipe for cooking zucchini. Captain Carrot looks into the theory of foot reflexology. That was developed in this country a few years ago, and we'll all find out a lot more about that. And Bob Smith ends his series on the Crab Eater's Guide tonight by taking us to some of Baltimore's very best crab houses. But before we get to all that, let's go back to Dave in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and see how they make chocolate kisses.
There's 10,000 pounds of milk chocolate in the smoothing vat. Milk chocolate is one of America's favorite foods. It's popular all over the world. As a matter of fact, the Greek word for the cocoa bean translates into food for the gods. The cocoa bean is processed and mixed with milk to become milk chocolate. And this 10,000 pounds of this sweet, luscious liquid is about to be turned into millions of Hershey bars and candy kisses that they make here. In 1900, Milton S. Hershey, already a successful caramel manufacturer, decided to sell his business and start a chocolate company. He felt the market was ready for chocolate at that time, and he was right. Last year, Hershey Foods grossed nearly $700 million. The recipe for Hershey's milk chocolate is a well-guarded secret. It is a blend of ingredients designed to give Hershey's chocolate a very special taste. Of course, two of the main ingredients are the cocoa bean and milk. Well, I'm sure you recognize these critters. These are cows, and they're probably the main reason why Milton Hershey located his chocolate-producing plant here, because there's so many local dairy farms. As a matter of fact, today, the Hershey chocolate-making plant uses all the milk that 1,000 local dairy farms can produce. It takes a lot of cocoa beans to make a lot of Hershey's chocolate. These beans come from tropical areas all over the world. They're stored here. 93 million pounds of them are stored here at the Hershey's plant in 24-story silos. Then they're brought and mixed on this conveyor belt. Now, I've tasted these cocoa beans, and they don't have much taste at all. They're just sort of bland, the slightest cocoa taste maybe. These are the husk of the shells, and these are the nibs, and the nibs will be made into chocolate. Once the cocoa and the milk are blended together with other ingredients, it becomes sort of a real thick paste, and that's brought here to the conching rooms. Now these machines are called conching machines because the equipment that used to do this work in the old days looked like seashells, like conch shells. Today, of course, the equipment is much more streamlined. Well, this is probably the most important step in the process, this blending and smoothing out of this chocolate. Heavy granite rollers rub this chocolate back and forth for 72 hours until it's just right. And when it's just right, it's made into Hershey bars and candy kisses. Now, this is the Kiss department. Hershey invented the Kiss, and they're the only company that makes it. The Kiss is one of their most popular items. Each one of these machines can wrap 1,300 candy kisses a minute, and there are 11 machines in this room. So you see that they wrap millions of candy kisses every day. The familiar Hershey bar is made in a mold. Chocolate is pumped into feeder vats that will keep the chocolate smooth and warm until dispensers can fill the stainless steel molds. The molds are shaken to set the bar and to drive out the air bubbles. Once the Hershey bars come out of the shaking and cooling chamber, they are inspected. Then they continue to move along the conveyor belt until they get to these vacuum machines, which pick them up out of the trays and put them onto another conveyor belt. From there, they move along to where the white wrapping is put on, and then the familiar Hershey's label. They're then put into boxes and moved on out for shipment. You know, Milton Hershey was not an instant success in the candy business. As a matter of fact, he had 2 failures in his candy-making career. But when he came here and started making his milk chocolate, well, then he was a winner. As a matter of fact, today, the Hershey Food Corporation employs, in Hershey, PA alone, 3,500 people. And as you know, Hershey chocolates can be found just about anywhere. As a matter of fact, if you were to look around your house right now, I bet you'd find some Hershey chocolate. If you can't find any, you've probably already eaten it. We'll be back with our evening departments in just a minute.